this might seem like a real unusual video. For me it is. And you might think that it doesn't have much to do with vandwelling, but actually we have to, or at least girls, me, I have to maintain my hair on the road, and so this is part of vandwelling. And I had shared that I cut my own hair, and a few people asked for me to show that, so I don't recommend that you do what I do, and I'm about to make hairdressers cringe all around, I'm sure. But I have very forgiving hair because it's thick and it's curly, and so mistakes don't really show. So I get by with a lot more than maybe some people do. And so this video is about how I cut my hair, and I'm going to try to style it actually this time. I'm going to cut it like I usually do, and then I'm going to try to style it, and I'll show you that picture when I get to that point. And then Robert's daughter-in-law is going to come help me, and we're going to wash the gray right out of my hair. And I'm in an apartment this week, house sitting, but I actually do this on the road. Usually I try to save up money and get my hair colored, but my friend Kyndal and we even did my hair out in the desert one time in Arizona. And even for mani-pedis, I do that. I don't do it inside the van, but I do all of this vandwelling, and I do it while I'm outside. I do it outside, and just used a mirror and do everything that I'm going to show you today. So even though I'm doing it inside today, inside of sticks and bricks, it is part of vandwelling. So let's see what happens. We're going to have some fun. This is not a DIY like you would find on YouTube on some of those nice fancy makeup and hair and fashion channels. That's not me. Although I will tell you, a long time ago in another life, I sold Mary Kay and even won a car. I prefer this vandwelling life and simple and ease right now. And there's not a hair college or anything cheap like that anywhere around. I like saving the money. I don't have a lot of money vandwelling full-time on disability, and so this is how I do it. Let's go. I am attempting to go from this and this to something similar to this. First step is I comb my hair out and I part it like I wear it. I've noticed that when I do get it cut at salons that they do it down the middle and do all kinds of fancy parts. I just part mine like I cut it. So the next step I do is I part my hair in the middle, in the back, and then I put my hair in these pigtails, ponytails, hairstyle, whatever you call it. And I do that so that I can cut the length and the dead ends off. And my hair has been looking really bad because I haven't done anything to it in a good while. So I'm really excited to get this done. The one thing that I do recommend is that you get a good pair of shears. These are Fromm, F-R-O-M-M, and I'll put a link in the description. But basically I have my comb that I use every day. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. It's a wide tooth comb because I have very thick hair. And then I use just a regular men's type comb and my good shears, a couple of headbands, and then you'll see that I'm going to use a couple of clips. Can y'all see that? And then that's all that I use. But I do recommend that you get the best shears you can afford. Then I just twist. I comb it really good, and then I just twist the hair, and I cut my hair dry. I know at salons they cut it wet, but I cut my hair dry because it's natural curly, and this way I can see what I'm doing. When it gets wet, I can't really see the ends. But now I've twisted it and I'm going to cut it. See all that hanging out? That's all dead and it needs to come off. So I look where I'm cutting it and I cut by feel. I can tell that it starts getting dead about right there. And so I am going to cut about right there, and I hold everything else above that. And then because it's twisted, I can cut and it keeps layers. That's it. I got all the dead ends off. And now I look to see where it is. I know this is not technical at all, but it works for me. Okay, so now I look to see where it is, and it's right across my chin. So that's where I'm going to bring the other one. I know. Hang in there with me. Okay, so now I've twisted this one, I've combed it really good, and I've twisted this one, and I'm going to pull it across my chin so that I know about where the length was compared to the other one. And if anybody has an issue, I've lost my scissors. If anybody has an issue with how I'm doing this, please just quit watching, but don't write in and tell me how bad I'm doing and how bad it looks or anything, please. Okay? Okay, so anyway, so now I am just going to cut about right there. And now I got that dead end off, and you'll see it's not as much, but your hair doesn't always grow evenly. That's how I do it to get even haircut on the length. I get the dead ends off. That's where I start. Here's another thing that I do to get rid of my loose ends. I forgot, it's the final step in getting, not loose ends, maybe I'm at loose ends. Dead ends, to get rid of my dead ends. It's the final step, and it reminds me of something I saw on Facebook. But I just, again, you can see I've got like this ponytail thing hanging out here, and that tends to be like a dip in the back. So I always check for that, and I am going to cut that off. Can you see? Right there. Now, it's a fashion Paris statement, don't you think? And then when I pull it out of the ponytail, the pigtail things, the ponytail things, I just check to make sure it looks okay and that I don't have anything really too long hanging down. And I can see that I have something right there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So I'm going to twist it, grab my little scissors, and can y'all see that? And cut that. And now I'm going to do the next thing that I do to get dead ends off. We're just getting dead ends off first, and then I'm going to try to style it. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so now for the final thing before I start styling, or trying to style, is I just feel to make sure that I don't have any like little pieces that are just like not thick. I don't know what else to call it. And I just pull down until I feel that, and then I just snip those off as well. It's usually not very many, or if any at all. And like this side doesn't really, it's got one little bitty one right there. And that's it. And so I'm pretty happy with the layers. I did get this too short, about an inch, but it'll grow out. I usually try to keep everything at least bottom of my ears or bottom of my chin. But it's summer, so I don't mind it being short. And so now, my hair is so dry, I'm going to put a deep conditioner on it after this, and then when we color it, it'll also help it be softer. But you get to see the before and after. And now what I'm going to do is, actually that layer is pretty good because I want to stack it like that kit picture. And as you can see, there's nothing stackable here. So again, I'm probably fixing to make some people cringe, but this is too long, this piece right here. So I'm going to cut it. It's too long, so I'm going to cut it. And I know you're supposed to pick hair up and blend it and all that, but I don't do that. So let's see, it needs to be about right there. So cut all that off, and I'm okay with that. And then I will do this here. I just kind of do it layer by layer where I want it cut. I don't want that too thin. And so I'm going to spread that out. I try to keep this right by my face pretty long. It's like that one got cut, but I try to keep this right here pretty long by my face. So I try not to pick that up. So it's going to be about right in here. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of it. Cut it a little bit longer than what I just did. And I know dry it might not look very good. Well, it might not look very good wet, but after I shampoo it, but I think it will. And so see, that's going to be layered really well. And then let's see, yeah, I'm liking that. See how it's kind of going zhunk? Is that a word? Zhunk? But that's what I want. And so I might do a little bit more over here. And I'm not too worried about the back. I remember the late great Farrah Fawcett said on one of her talk show interviews, she said she might care more about the back if she could see it. That's kind of how I feel. But I might play around with that. So I'm just going to keep stacking, just twirling and cutting and stacking, and making hairdressers everywhere cringe. And I'll show you what it looks like after I wash it, and then we'll color it. Okay, I figured I'd better finish showing you how I stack it. So you know I had done those two big blobs on the side and stacked those. Well, now I need to do some stacking in the back. Otherwise it'll be really flat and boring, and I don't like that. So I just kind of continue that part around until I have my big chunk back here that I'm going to stack. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. By now y'all are either watching like a really bad train wreck and you just can't turn away, or hopefully this is helping someone that has hair similar to mine. Either way, we're fixing to stack the back. It's hard for me to see, so I don't know. But see, I still have a lot of hair back there that'll cover up any mistakes I make. It's not like I'm gonna be bald back there. So once again, because of that, I just really don't care. And it grows out. So, see, I'm gonna cut, see, can you see where I'm cutting? I'm gonna cut probably about that much off. See, cut that much off. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah, that's still probably not short enough, but I'm not willing to be any riskier. But see how it's kind of stacked now? I don't know if that's the right word, but it's all still pretty even. This right here needs to be cut a little bit. Not too much, because I've learned that over my ears I need to be careful, so I'm just going to cut a little bit there. See, I just pull up whatever I feel like needs to be cut. Yeah, I'm happy with this. And like I said, any hairdresser would just have a heart attack, but it works for me, and it allows for volume. But probably, I know big hair and Texas volume is out, but I got to do what makes me happy, right? So I'm going to go wash it. I'll show you the post-cut pre-color after it dries. Okay, so here's what the cut looks like, shampooed and dried. As you can see, it's stacked, see, like I wanted it. And could be a little bit shorter back here. I don't know which way to turn. But overall, I'm happy with it. Now, let's see, where's my gray? Now to go get this gray out of my hair. Okay, so this is Robert's daughter-in-law, Nani, and she is going to help me today pick out my hair color and everything. Here we go, guys.
Bye.
Okay, so that was the cut after it was done, dry, and then you got to see the picture just now of what it looked like after it was shampooed. Now I have colored it, and I have to tell you, when I first had the color on, it looked like it was going to be like orangutan orange, and I was so panicky. But I don't think it's going to be like that now that I've rinsed it out and finished the color and everything. But then I realized, you remember that part that I said was short? I thought, oh well, that'll look good with some like fringe bangs. And then I cut a little bit more and a little bit more. So there is no telling what this is going to look like. But it's going to be a nice summer cut. It will grow out, and I think I'm going to like the color. So here's the big reveal. So here it is. What do you think? The bangs made it a lot shorter, but I think that's going to be nice and cool for the summer, and the color worked out great. Thank you, Nani, for your help with picking out the color. And this wasn't without peril. I got color all over my face and on the door and on the floor, but it all came off and came up, and so it's all good. And I cut myself there and there. But so I don't know, my days of doing my hair myself might be numbered as well, I suppose, because I haven't had those difficulties before. But it worked out pretty good. I hope you like it. I do. We'll see you down the road. I'm looking at the screen.